Ronald McDonald is on the Epstein flight logs. Make the tie much longer than Donald Trump's tie. Turns out the forbidden journey was leaving the ride. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sohile Ali Show, the only podcast that you are listening to right now, and hopefully the only podcast that you're subscribed to, because I could use it. Guys, we got a great show for you all today. Today, we're talking about all sorts of trending topics, including, but not limited to, Trump and Vance loudly berating Zelensky in the Oval Office, Doge's Elon Musk saying federal employees must document their work weeks or resign. Sub-agencies are pushing back. Meta. Mark Zuckerberg's Meta apologizes for error that flooded Instagram with violent content. Epstein flight logs and names to be released. It was nice knowing you guys. Woman injured on Harry Potter theme park ride in California awarded how much money? It's a lot more than you might think. And thieves targeting freight trains in California and Arizona deserts make off with an undisclosed amount. I'll disclose it later, but you have to stick around to watch. An undisclosed amount of Nikes. How much money worth of Nikes do you think they took? Well, you got to stick around to watch. You got to stick around to find out. And you got to stick around because we're going to have a good time. This is the Sohile Ali Show, a podcast where myself and you, what we're going to do, we're going to riff on these topics. We're going to have some fun with them. We've done no research. We're going to have all the fun in the world. And all you got to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rate this episode when you get to a stationary point. 5-star review. Follow it and give it a share if you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, hello, YouTube listeners. Please give this a like, comment below, and subscribe for all future episodes. Guys, I don't like to keep y'all waiting. You guys have a lot of things to do. I got a lot to do right now, which is to do this episode. So let's do it together, shall we? All right. And by the time you're listening to this, it is Monday, March 3rd, 2025. Hello, TikTok live viewers. Really appreciate you guys. If you haven't followed already, please follow the account. We go live every Sunday evening, Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to follow my TikTok account linked in the bio to be updated when we go live, so you can catch the podcast live on TikTok before it's out here now. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, a lot of people died before realizing this was available, and by that I mean people who died less than 3 weeks ago, over 3 weeks ago. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Each trending topic, we're gonna jump into it, have some fun with it, and riff on it. So let's begin. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance loudly berated Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, in the Oval Office. It was a showdown. Did you guys see this? It was a bit of a Saturday Night Live sketch, gift and curse, because they were able to parody that this past Saturday on the coveted program. But when I was watching this on Friday, I was just tuning in to watch Zelensky visit Trump live at the White House. I was just having my lunch, breaking my fast as I do, with a healthy meal that's totally the right serving size and not 3 serving sizes. And I turned on the video and I caught it as it was happening live. This freaking this unhinged interaction between Zelensky, freaking quarter zip Zelensky over here, Donald Trump, and JD doesn't know when to shut his mouth to save his life, Vance. So basically what had happened was Zelensky was talking about, Putin and all the ways that Putin had kind of been a bit of a pain for the country of Ukraine, to put it probably mildly. And Donald Trump and J.D. Vance were telling him, just like when I tried to activate Exodia without having his left arm, I didn't have the cards. And J.D. Vance took it upon himself to say, President Zelensky, I know you're in the middle of a war. I know your country has been destroyed and under attack. But you know what I didn't hear through all your pain and suffering? I didn't hear a gracias. All right, this is the United States of America, baby. If you're going to come here with your sob story, you better be ready to kiss the ring. And if it's Trump's ring, it's going to have, mac sauce on it. But then again, whose rings don't have mac sauce on it? Are you even enjoying life if you're not getting some mac sauce every once in a while? This podcast is not sponsored by McDonald's by any means. Quite the opposite. I'm in litigation with them. Listen, that Ronald McDonald is on the Epstein flight logs. That's how these are all connected. Ronald McDonald is on the Epstein flight logs. He's gonna deny it. He's gonna tell you guys, no. I was going to a place thing for my foundation, and I just happened to catch a ride on the flight. He's gonna try to tell you guys all sorts of crazy things. Don't listen to Ronald McDonald. I'm telling you right now. He's a liar. He's a fraud. He doesn't have the cards. He's in a bad position because he's on the flight. He's on the Epstein flight log list. The Epstein flight log list has ketchup and mustard stains. Do you hear me, guys? All right. We'll get to that. But again, they were berating Zelensky. Look, now I'm doing the Trump hands myself. You don't have the cards. It's the heart of the cards. Yu-Gi-Oh. My childhood. They were berating him. And I honestly, here's my thing. I seriously think everyone's talking about, Zelensky doesn't wear a suit. He doesn't wear a suit. If he wore a suit, it would have gone better. I said it. If he wore a suit and he just kind of had his arms down. Here's what Zelensky should do next time. He should wear a suit with a Ukrainian flag design tie and make the tie much longer than Donald Trump's tie. That way he's signifying subconsciously that Donald Trump is inferior to Vladimir Zelensky. He's going to back down. He's going to say, JD, hold on, guy. JD, let's hear this guy out. This guy's got a big suit, a big tie. He's probably got a big thing. He's probably got a big you-know-what. Let's hear this guy out. And even JD will back down and go, you know what? You're right, Mr. President. And by the way, I'm dyeing my beard. But it's all patchy. This doesn't really fill in his beard. Not mine. I don't like to keep a beard because I have enough problems flying as it is. Not as bad as the FAA is. But anyway, Donald Trump, did you guys see this story? I want you guys to comment below. Let's start a conversation in the comment section of this YouTube video. Comment below, and you can comment on the Spotify as well. Comment below. What do you think? How do you think Zelensky could have had a better meeting than the one he had? Because honestly, it went pretty good for a guy who's, going through hell on earth back in his own country. And I'm sure that's how bad this went, to be honest. The fact of the matter is, this is a guy who came from his own country being war-torn to pieces by a brutal dictator. He comes to the United States, gets treated like this, and he's going one thought and one thought only. I can't wait to go home. He can't wait to go home. And speaking of people who can't wait to go home, workers. And by workers, I mean federal workers. Are you kidding me? I've watched shows about politics. I've watched shows about federal government. It does not seem like the kind of place you want to be employed at. And good news for them, because thousands upon thousands of them are no longer so. Doge's Elon Musk, what did he do? He says federal employees must document their work or resign. Okay, so I heard about this, right? I actually heard about this story because some personal friends of mine who work for government contractors, who work for government bases directly, I'm not going to disclose their names, identities, or relations to them because I want to protect them and not see them get hurt. But I will be reporting them directly to Doge later because they disclosed it to me. I love you guys, but you should not trust me with anything. All right, that's really the goal of this podcast. You don't trust anybody with anything. All right, even if they are your close personal friend. Sorry, Michael. No. So Elon Musk, basically, in short, Elon Musk sent out an email to federal workers asking them to list 5 things that they did during their work week. And I'll tell you, if you know anything about federal workers, those 5 things included checking their email, checking it a second time, checking it a third time, checking it a fourth time, and sending that one email. Actually, I'm just getting word that's a typo. The 5th one is actually unsubscribing from the DoorDash email list. Because, well, we know they're not going to be able to afford DoorDash where they're going. Unemployed. No. But yeah, this is kind of a messed up thing. Listen, I'm not the perfect employee. If anybody from, including but not limited to Indiana University is watching this, please turn it off now because I am implicated. Hey, this is on my own time, my own dime. All right, you know what I mean? I'm recording on Sunday. Get up, back off, man. That's my employer, not my God, but I do worship them every day in the building. If I had to list 5 things every week that I did, do you understand how many of those things would be the same? You're working on projects every week that are just the same, right? I don't see why federal workers can't just list 5 projects they're working on. then maybe, okay, they're really working on 2. And so the other 3 can just be like, oh, I cleaned out my inbox. I, organized my staples. I organized my paper clips. And for the last one, I dusted my desk. That's pretty good. You can't have a dusty federal government. They're so worried about cost efficiency and spending. I'm worried about the dust. Here's the problem with the dust in the building. You get the dust in your airways, clogs it up, you start sneezing everywhere. You sneeze really hard, like me. I sneeze like my dad. It's just like, achoo! It's terrible. It blows up the whole building, and that has nothing to do with my race or ethnicity. But the point is, if you sneeze in a federal building and you accidentally hit an elbow in the wrong direction, hit the poor intern carrying papers. He's carrying papers. The papers fly everywhere. One of the papers falls down the stairs, goes all the way down to an office where it shouldn't have gone, lands in someone's desk. Someone's desk picks it up, reads it, it's classified, and this person actually turns out to be a cafeteria worker. This is nothing against cafeteria workers. They're great. But they shouldn't be reading. They should be serving me Sloppy Joe. So they start reading the classified document, and then what do they know? They read something crazy. They read, oh my God, Ronald McDonald was on the Epstein flight logs. Look at that right there. Ronald McDonald was on the Epstein flight. I told you. No man invites kids to his restaurant, to his play place. Everyone's worried about Epstein. What about Ronald? This guy named it a play place? Are you kidding me? Oh my! The writing was on the walls. The writing was on those slides and chutes and ladders the whole time. And then what do you know? Now the tabloids got it, and that's how I found out about it, to be honest. So thank you to Sheila in the Treasury's cafeteria for leaking that information to me. I really appreciate it. But again, guys, all joking aside, this is pretty tough. But the great thing is, a lot of agencies are pushing back on it, right? They're going, no, Elon, we don't need to tell you what we did. We know exactly what we did, and we're not telling you, not because we don't have 5 things that we did, which we totally did do, but because we don't have to do it, which is what you asked us to do, and that is not what we are going to do indeed. Period. Run-on sentence, who? So again, I want to know what you all think about that story. Comment below. Let's start a conversation and keep it rolling. Guys, we are keeping this episode rolling. Again, if you have not already, please like, comment, and subscribe. So we talked about it a little bit up top, but let's get into it for real. Meta apologizes for flooding Instagram content with violence. That's right. Meta apologizes for error that flooded Instagram with violent content. And on behalf of all the chronic Instagram Reels users, Meta, no hard feelings. It's fine. It really is. Who doesn't like to break up their lunch shit? What the hell? Well, you'll take a lunch after anyway. Who doesn't like to break up their lunch break with some nice content of a hippopotamus cracking open what is believed to be a seal's skull? You know what I mean? It's a little action every once in a while. Everything on Reels is all about politics and war and gangs and fake news stories. You know what's not fake? Real violence. I'll tell you that right now. Forget this AI-generated wizard nonsense that pops up in your Reels. We want some real cold, hard facts. And the cold, hard facts are this. Instagram Reels need a little blood every once in a while. And I'm not saying that you should make content that glorifies violence, unless that's your thing, in which case more power to you. Animal accounts, heavy metal rock bands, the church. I guess what I'm trying to say is, Meta, don't worry about it. You got bigger problems to deal with. You got to catch pedophiles. You got to catch, you're bored from being on Epstein's flight logs. Everything goes back to Epstein's flight. I'm telling you right now, Ronald McDonald is a secret mastermind behind Meta. He's the reason why the Instagram logo, if you flip it upside down and color it red and green, it actually looks like a McDonald's double cheeseburger. That's not me saying that. That are all the conspiracy theories saying that. You can look that up right now on Google. It will not be a complete waste of time. But I'll tell you, I personally have not seen really this violent content pop up on Instagram. My Instagram Reels on my personal account is simply the funniest content I've ever seen in my life that keeps me doing one thing and one thing only, and that's scrolling, baby. Oh, I love to scroll. Oh, I love to doom scroll. I just waste hours and hours on it. Don't you love it? It's the best. I really do. And what I've had to do is I've had to actually surgically remove my hand. This is actually a fake hand. It's a robotic hand that is brought to you by the good people of Boston Dynamics. Boston Dynamics. You can have a robotic hand and a Dunkin' coffee all in the same morning. But basically, this is a robotic hand that is being controlled remotely, not by me. So I have no idea. See, it has a mind of its own. You know what I mean? This thing's doing is, oh, what's it doing now? Oh, it's going over here. Hey, what's going on here? Hey, all right, this is crazy. All right, this ain't even my hand anymore. You know what I mean? This ain't my. All right, I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. All right, all right. Hey, he's cooperating now, aren't you? Aren't you? Okay, he's cooperating. Or the this really went off the rails. Violent content. So I love doom scrolling. It's so great. You're probably if you're on TikTok right now, you better stop scrolling. Because you found it, baby. You found the doom right here. I'll prove it to you right now. I had to remove my hand because I couldn't stop scrolling. It's so good. It's so good. You get that juicy content. Num, num, num. It's so beautiful. The laughs, the jokes, every single thing you ever wanted to see right there in your phone. Oh, it's the best. You don't have to go outside. You don't have to park the car, go deal with traffic, pay for anything. Why it's all parking related. But anyway, I'm never beating the ADD allegations, I'll tell you that right now. And you know when you're about halfway through recording a podcast episode and you realize you should have brought your water bottle from over there, but you didn't? You know, we've all been there. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so yeah, Meta, and with all due respect, relax, you're fine. You're fine. And you know what? Bump up the violence because I think we need to get these normies off of Instagram Reels. That's really the main problem, I think, here. We got to get the normies off of Instagram Reels because they're really just putting this content that's not offensive. It's not funny. It's not even downright gory. So what's the point? Think about that one. Speaking of things that aren't even gory or funny or interesting, Epstein. Boring. Boo. Epstein is freaking old news, dude. Epstein in 2019 was like, oh my God, this is like the biggest story ever. Nowadays, you hear Epstein, you're like, yeah, okay. Freaking, we got 10 Epsteins in line just like him. Big whoop. Epstein flight logs and names to be released. Honestly, I've lost interest. Haven't you lost interest? I mean, the guy, I'm not going to say how he died, but you know what? It's up for debate. The guy's dead. He's dead. He's dead. I'm not saying this as oh, I did it. No, you kidding me? I was far too young to be that strategic. No, listen, if this is what gets me in, this is going to be hilarious because if I go to jail for this and you guys are watching the podcast going, holy crap, it's the guy who went to jail because he said that he may have indicated that he had something to do, but he really didn't. This is all comedy. It's a joke. It's comedy. With Epstein's death, and then you guys are watching this going, did you guys see this guy's podcast? He's crazy, man. He's crazy. He was right there. No. But Epstein, I'll tell you, Epstein's flight logs and names are going to be released. And now here, who do you think would be the most surprising name on that list? Let's think about this for a second. Because we know the classics, right? We talked about Ronald McDonald, Bill Clinton, Bill Cosby, which, well, you know, kind of owned the plane. No, Bill Cosby just made the drinks on Epstein's plane. But I think I'd have to say like a celebrity or like a public figure that I'll be most shocked to find out was on the Epstein flights. Let's think about this. I mean, it's really obvious, right? You guys already know who I'm thinking of. It's really obvious. Come on. It's really obvious. You know it. You know it. Just say it right now. Say it with me on 3. 1, 2, 3. Tyler Perry. Now, listen. I have never really seen a Madea movie. But all I'm saying is, how are you making that much money off of movies where you're a man dressed as a woman, which, by the way, is a big thing these days. Tyler Perry is really a humanity hero, if you think about it. He was ahead of his time and also way, way, way past it, if you think about it. But I feel like if I heard Tyler Perry was on the Epstein flights, I would probably go, you know what? Makes sense. He was getting that funding somehow. The Lord knows any real producer wouldn't be funding those films, even though they made killings. But did they really? You know, I've actually never seen a black person. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. You know, I've actually never seen one with my own eyes, except for my friends and the ones I've seen in real life. But other than that, I can't tell you a single Tyler Perry movie that I think would have made that money on its own. So I'm just saying, Epstein paid for Medea's dress. I'm just saying, Tyler Perry Studios is a whole production based off of them, and maybe there's more studio lots on the island. Gotta watch the new episode of White Lotus, you guys. I'll tell you. So yeah, Epstein's flight logs and names to be released. Are you nervous? Are you? Would you ever admit it? Absolutely not. Because if you admit that you're nervous that Epstein's flight logs are going to be released, what does that say about you? I really hope this didn't mess up the audio. Sorry to my editor, which is me in the future. Sorry, buddy. If you guys haven't already, like, subscribe, comment, because this is such a chaotic operation that has no sense, no point, no really reason to exist other than, excuse me. What? You don't burp? Get off your high horse. I heard you. You went, oh my God, so gross he burped. Shut up. Like you never burped in your life. Mom. No, I'm kidding. I've heard it. It's pretty loud. That's going to cost me. If you would never ever admit that you were nervous. If you for sure were on, if you were on the last flight out on Epstein's logs, on Epstein's flight, you would never ever admit that you were nervous. If you heard that someone next to you is like, yeah, did you hear about the Epstein flight logs and names are going to be released? You hear about that? You go, yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see who they got on there and what sick bastards are going to go down. I'll tell you. Yeah, did you happen to see when they released those? No, it's fine. I get heart attacks sometimes. It's fine. Heart attacks are no joke, but did I just use it in one? Absolutely. I will joke about anything. I will joke about anything and everything. And guys, we got to oh my God, we got to talk about this story before we're done. Okay. So this is great. Woman injured on Harry Potter theme park ride awarded $7.25 million. That's right. A woman that was injured exiting a Harry Potter ride in California is awarded $7.25 million. Now, guys, this one I really wanted to get into, so let's talk about it. If I'm sure you've heard about it. And let's see right here. Oh, this is great. Here we go. A federal judge has awarded $7.25 million to a 74-year-old Arizona woman. No such thing. For a spine injury she suffered in a fall while exiting the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey ride at Universal Studios Hollywood. Turns out the Forbidden Journey was leaving the ride. God, I'm funny. Pamela Morrison. Pamela. Tell me you're 74 without telling me. Pamela Morrison was getting seated on the popular attraction with her grandson, in September 2022 when she was asked to exit after her harness failed to secure properly. Morrison slipped and fell. Oh my God. Morrison slipped and fell while stepping from a moving walkway. The moving walkway is coming to an end. Fucking watch out. Moving walkway onto solid ground, according to her lawsuit. Her attorney argued that Morrison's fall, which caused a spinal compression fracture, was due to employees' failure to halt the moving walkway and allow the woman to exit safely. Oh! Bravo, Pamela. Pamela, was it? Witten? Just kidding. Give me a raise. Pamela Morrison. Bravo. Now, I gotta get this. She suffered the fall while exiting Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, the ride. Turns out that Forbidden Journey was just getting off. All right. But seriously, guys, I mean, here's my thing. I've had spinal injuries before, and if I was smart, I would have done what this lady did and made a big show of it and said, oh my God, Twin Lakes Recreational Center in Bloomington, Indiana with a basketball court. Oh my God. I didn't know this court was hard. It's hardwood floor, but I didn't know it was hard. That you guys didn't specify how hard it was, and it hurt my spine, and now I'm out of a job that I now want 100 times as much money for still being able to do it, because I can do it, let's be honest, laying down on my side. But bravo, Pamela, bravo. Let's give a hand to Pamela Morrison. And you know what? If we know anything about Pamela Morrison, is that she's 74 years old and lives in Arizona, and she's quite clumsy, and she just got a hell of a lot of money, which I'm sure very soon will be her grandson. So congratulations to Pamela Morrison on the $7.25 million, which should surely cover her and her grandson's fast passes for the theme park next time, and maybe a bag of popcorn. There you go. And folks, that's where we're ending the trending topics. I hope you enjoyed those. Let's get serious now, guys. I had a fun week. I got to host at the Comedy Attic in Bloomington, Indiana. I got to host 3 shows, 1 on Thursday, 2 on Friday, for headliner Lucas Zelnick, the very funny New York City-based comedian Lucas Zelnick, who was actually my first host weekend last year at the Comedy Attic, which was very special to get to host for him again. He's hilarious and is absolutely killing it. He sold out all his shows, and I got to host 3 of them, which was really fun. On Monday of last week, I went to Washington, Indiana. Shout out to my boy Taylor Smith, comedian Taylor Smith, Washington, Indiana. He does a open mic at the Angle Inn. The Angle Inn, and I was fortunate enough to be invited to close it out on that Monday night. It was in Washington, Indiana, which I honestly had not been to before, and I'm sure I will not be invited back in a long time because I made fun of them pretty bad. No, it was cool, man. The open mic was fun. Only a few comics, but there was like 15 people there probably watching the show, so that was cool. I mean, usually that's the opposite for open mics. And so that was cool. So shout out to Taylor, man. Keep it up. That's a great open mic. And it's the Angle Inn, just to be warned if you're trying to go, indoor smoking allowed, if not encouraged. I was joking because I said there's not many open mics I've gone to and done shows where I have to burn my clothes afterwards. But this is certainly one of them because I drew swastikas on them. No, just kidding. I would frame those. And finally, Saturday night, I had a lovely dinner at Samira Restaurant here in Bloomington, Indiana. The number 1 restaurant in this town, the number 1 Afghan restaurant, surely, in this great state, if not the greater Midwest. So shout out to Samira Restaurant. Always a great time there. And happy birthday to Jen, Dr. Jen, my girlfriend's mother. She's a veterinarian. So if you're a dog and you're sick, get in touch. Guys, we got some time here, so let me just riff on some jokes. You know, how about that? How about that for a comedy podcast, huh? Some jokes. Here we go. This is how bad my notes have become. This is literally, I'm running at the YMCA track because I'm just trying to get that insurance money. And this is what I write down in my notes as I'm running because I think I have a joke idea. Quote, "My nice guy will be here. I have to be. I have to be Bruce. Given my background, I have to be Nicole. Nice." Does that mean anything to any of you? I think the real thing was, I have to be a nice guy. Like I get told, like, "Yo, you're such a nice guy. You're a really nice guy. You know that you're a really nice guy." And I go, "Yeah, no kidding. With my name, background, religion, and overall appearance, and look in my eyes, with my people's reputation, I gotta be nice. I don't really have an option. I can't be like that. Oh man, you know what? You're a fiery guy. You're really always wound up. You know, I'm scared to be around you. You know what I mean? Maybe. And again, if you guys have any tags or ideas, just comment below because I really want to steal them. I'll be honest, I really want to steal them. Let's get one more. Doom scrolling is like a roller coaster you skip the line for. If I die a roll, if I could ride a roller coaster anytime I wanted, I wouldn't do anything else. Nothing else would even compare. I would just keep riding until my head fell off, which is exactly how I treat TikTok. And on that note, TikTok live viewers, if you haven't liked and followed already and given me a rose, what are you doing? What are you doing? Shame on you. Please follow, like, and give me the rose because I love you, actually. This is a real thing. And you know what, guys? We're going to real quick tell you what shows I got coming up. I'll be Roast Battle, Indianapolis this Saturday at Planetary Brewing Company. That's in Greenwood, Indiana. Planetary Brewing Company, 8 o'clock p.m. this Saturday, March 8th. I'll be on that. And then I'll be hosting for Karen Morgan at Yellow & Co. Events at Mahomet, Illinois. Yellow & Co. Event, 7:30 p.m. Saturday, March 22nd. I love you guys. Have a great start to your week. Appreciate you all. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. real quick before you click away. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment below, and subscribe for all future videos. Hit that bell icon to be notified for all uploads. Have a good one.